guys, it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. So it is Christmas Eve right now, and I have not filmed a video. Honestly, it is 10:54 at night, and I refuse with everything in me to give up on Vlogmas. Am I lacking a little bit of creative art right now? Yes. But I truly could not let myself fail at this because I truly have wanted to do Vlogmas for you guys. And so I just thought tonight that I would sit down in front of my Christmas tree. Now that I'm looking in the viewfinder, my cat has really messed up the tissue paper situation we got going on. But I thought it would just be fun to sit down and talk about my favorite Christmas movies and some of my least favorite Christmas movies. Literally, after I film this, I have some laundry going, so if you hear some commotion in the back, my bird's chirping, the laundry's going, my dad's watching a Christmas movie, so if you hear noise, I'm sorry, you know. So I thought it would be fun to just sit down, have a casual video in front of my Christmas tree and tell you my favorite Christmas movies and my least favorite Christmas movies, because I feel like there's quite the debate when it comes to this. So, I did want to start off by asking you guys a question that I feel like is very debated this year. And yes, my pajamas are mismatched right now, and that is truly because all my Christmas pajamas are in the dryer right now. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, I just did a huge load of laundry, and like my main Christmas pajamas, all in there. So, came up with some candy canes, some some socks, and like a kind of like buffalo green top that I got from Old Navy. Anyways, so I feel like this is very like debated, and I want your opinion. And there's no right or wrong answer. I have my opinion. I asked my dad about this. We went to Sonic, and I was like, let me ask you a question. And so he agreed with me. Okay. Is The Nightmare Before Christmas a Christmas movie? Or is it a Halloween movie? You can pause this. You can tell me what you think. But I think personally it's a Halloween movie. And I say that because like Jack Skellington, like I feel like the characters are more like Halloween driven than Christmas. Yes, they fall into like the Christmas portal, but personally I feel as if it's a Halloween movie. But some people would highly debate that. So let me know what you think. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you my favorites, and we're just gonna talk about, you know, memories, if I have any with these movies and whatnot. And then I'm gonna tell you the ones that I literally do not like. Okay. All the Santa Clauses. Let me just say, the Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen are so well done. Like, so well done. Like, all of them. I went to see Santa Claus 3, the one with Jack Frost, and I went in the theater to see that with my mom. I really liked it. I like all of them. I will say the third one's probably my least favorite. The Escape Clause, I believe it is. I think that's what the name of it is. Yes. And then I feel like the first one's just such a classic, but I gotta hand it to him. The Mrs. Claus, the Santa Claus 2, where he has to find a wife before Christmas Eve. Like, that one just is so perfect. I love that one. But the original Santa Claus is so good too. Like when he burns the turkey and they and they go to Denny's, and oh my gosh. I feel like the beginning of that movie is so funny. My dad and I actually watched it when we were putting up the Christmas tree this year, and I feel like that's like the first movie I always watch during the Christmas season. Like, it's not Rudolph, it's not Frosty, it's always the first Santa Claus. I genuinely love all the Santa Clauses. Then I have Rudolph, because how do you not love Rudolph? My best friend Bobby, she despises Rudolph. Yeah, couldn't believe that. She told me that last year, and then she actually came over for a little bit after work tonight, And I asked her, I was like, okay, remind me, what's your least favorite? And then we strongly agreed on one, and then we strongly disagreed on Rudolph. I just have such beautiful memories of Rudolph. Like, my mom and I would always sit and watch Rudolph. We could never figure out what was wrong with the girl on the Island of Misfit Toys, the doll. Like, we could never figure it out. We looked it up for years. Like, I'm not kidding you. It was truly like, what is wrong with this doll to make people not want to get it? Like, it was truly something that we looked up almost every single year, and we could never figure out the answer. So that was always a good movie. It was just always so much fun, like, just having like hot cocoa and like just, or like a snack. Like, it didn't have to be hot cocoa or even Christmas themed. Like, just sit down and watch those movies. And also Frosty. Like, Mom and I used to watch Rudolph and Frosty like back to back, like right consecutive back to back, because I feel like Rudolph and Frosty are the main characters. You know what I mean? Like, Santa Claus, you had your moment, but like Rudolph and Frosty, you are the moment for Christmas. I have my Frosty ornament's here, and then my Rudolph ornament is right above. And I love those two movies so much. They're such a classic, and how do you not love them, you know? I have a movie on here that I feel like maybe isn't very popular, but I'm gonna put it anyways. Good Luck Charlie, It's Christmas. Good Luck Charlie was probably my favorite growing up on Disney Channel, and along with Jessie. But I think that movie is so funny. Like, it's so like wholesome. I watched it a couple nights ago, and it was just so much fun to like rewatch. And truly, I just think it's a really good movie. I think it's a feel-good movie in the end. Amy Duncan and then Teddy have a moment, and it's a good, wholesome feeling, feel-good movie. The Polar Express. The Polar Express is so magical to me. I saw this movie also in theaters, and I remember I was so obsessed with the bell in it that my mom and I went to Hallmark after the movie, and we got a bell ornament, and it says the Polar Express. And I went to the theater a couple times to see that because my mom and I love it. This has always been special to me too, because after Thanksgiving dinner at my aunt's house, we would always sit down. I would sit down with my cousins, and during the hot chocolate part, we would all like run up, like we'd jump up from our seats, and like we'd all make like blankets in the floor and like everything. We'd jump up and we'd go running into the kitchen, and my aunt would make us hot chocolate, and it was so much fun. And like we'd scurry back to our seats before the song was over in the movie, and it was just such a wholesome memory, and we still talk about it every single year. My cat's staring at me, right baby? So I love the Polar Express. The Grinch. All of the Grinches are good. My mom and I went and saw the newest Grinch movie, like the animated new Grinch, in theaters, and we were like, ooh, I don't know if we're gonna like it, but then we ended up really liking it. And then also, I really love the Jim Carrey version, but Bobby and I were talking tonight, we were just like, there's something so good about the original Grinch. Like, it's short, it's sweet, it's to the point, Dr. Seuss tells the story, but the Jim Carrey version, like, is just so, I feel like, has that comedy level that the original Grinch doesn't have. So I definitely love all of the versions in their own unique ways. The newest one is like more cutesy than the other two, but yeah, if I had to pick, I'd probably honestly say the Jim Carrey version, because like if I'm sitting down to watch the Grinch, like I'm going to sit down and watch the Grinch, you know what I mean? So then I have The Holiday written down, And I absolutely love The Holiday. And that is a movie with Kate Winslet, and if you know me remotely at all, you know my favorite movie is Titanic, and so I am a huge Kate Winslet fan. I love her work so much. I think she's so talented. I love what she stands for. I think she's absolutely beautiful. So I do love The Holiday. I love the storyline, and I need to rewatch that because I haven't watched that in a while. No, I'll talk about that one in a little bit. Keep you in suspense. Okay. Another one that people don't talk about is Santa Paws. This was one of my favorites growing up, and I feel like it wasn't very well talked about. So Santa Paws is a movie, the one that I'm talking about. Oh, my cat got like fur on me, and I put on moisturizer on my face, and like, no, it's like tickling my nose. But anyways, I think she heard me because here she comes again. But the Santa Paws I'm talking about, there's a couple different ones. There's one where he like gets lost and they have to like find him before his magical crystal dwindles away and he becomes like stuffed. And the one that I'm talking about is when he ends up in an orphanage and he makes the kids feel better, and they think that the owners of the orphanage, they're not very nice, and to all these little girls and to all these little kids, this dog like is magic and talks, but then to the adults, like they think it's a stuffed animal. And so it's just a really wholesome movie, and I genuinely recommend it. I definitely recommend going to watch it. I sincerely think that that movie is underrated. And lastly, I know this isn't like a movie, but I rewatch all the reruns of Friends that are Christmas themed. And my favorite episode that is Christmas themed is definitely the Holiday Armadillo. That one cracks me up every single time. I am such a Friends fan, and honestly, I would love to like compile a list and tell you guys my all-time favorite Friends episodes. Like the episodes like I could watch a million times. Like usually I'll just pick a season and kind of like just go from there and let it flow. But sometimes I'm like, I gotta watch that episode right now. And there's a couple that just like are my absolute favorites. And the Holiday Armadillo episode is absolutely iconic. So fun. And in general, I love going back and watching TV episodes that are Christmas oriented. And it's so much fun. Tonight, I definitely have to go back and watch the episode that's like when Phoebe's like, Merry Christmas Eve Eve, because it's Christmas Eve Eve tonight. So I definitely have that on my agenda. And then now we're just going to go ahead and talk about the worst Christmas movies, in my opinion. Okay. I feel like I'm going to get backlash for this, but like just know if these are your favorites, like, you know what? Not everybody likes the Santa Claus movies, and honestly, I would passionately say that those are the best. But you might disagree. My very own best friend does not like Rudolph. So, you know. The first one I have on my list is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Now, this would always come on. Like I said, my mom and I used to watch Rudolph, Frosty, and then Santa Claus is Coming to Town would always come on. I think we had like a disc that had like all three of the movies on it. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's how it went. And then it went to Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and we'd always watch it, but both of us did not enjoy it. Like, I know it's like people's favorite, but it's genuinely just not mine. Like, I just genuinely do not care for that movie at all. I think it's kind of boring, if I'm being honest. And that's what I have to say on that. I know I'm something else for saying that. And furthermore, I know that people are going to gasp when I say this. Guys, and surprisingly my dad, he doesn't like it either, and I'm pretty sure my mom doesn't either. We as a family do not like Elf. I know. My cat's she's like, oh, Jasmine, what are you doing? She's in a playful mood, you guys. But I don't like Elf. I have watched it. It's not like, oh, I haven't watched it before and like, I don't like it. I genuinely have watched it and I don't think it's funny. Like, it's not worth the hype that people give it. Like, fine, it's an okay movie, but like, there's better, you know? Oh my gosh, a movie I do like is A Year Without Santa Claus. I forgot to mention that. With Heat Miser and Snow Miser. That's a good movie. Okay. Oh gosh. Another movie that I feel like... Okay, let me preface this. I feel very indifferent about Home Alone. Okay, like, I can go the Christmas season without watching Home Alone and not be like, oh, I should have sat down with a hot cup of cocoa and watched this movie. Like, I'm not feeling that remorse, okay? But if somebody's like, hey, let's sit down and watch Home Alone. Let's have a movie night. Let's watch Home Alone. It's a Christmas classic. Great, fine. Like, I'll do it. Like, willingly. I just feel very indifferent about Home Alone. But Home Alone 2 didn't cut it for me. Okay? As much as I love New York City, I just did not like this movie. Like, I've watched it once in my life and I never watched it again. And again, like, I'm not just putting these on my list like, oh, like, I have never watched them, but I just have chosen not to like them because I've never seen them. No, I genuinely don't. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just don't. It's boring to me. Like, it's just the same story in a different place for me. I don't know. It's just not my favorite. And then lastly, on my I don't like list, I have A Christmas Carol. I know, this is like a holiday classic. There's about 10 different versions of this. There was one last year that Taylor Swift's boyfriend, Joe Alwyn, which I love. Of course I love him. I watched his version and still didn't like it, even with him in it. I think it's boring. I just think it's very slow, like, to the plot. I just don't care for it. Like, even Kermit the Frog didn't do it for me. Like, no actor could do this movie for me and, like, make me like it. It's dreadful for me to watch. Like, and I hate to say that because, like, you think, Jasmine, she's trying to bat at my hand. You think Christmas movie and you're like, oh, like any Christmas movie, but like, there's just some of them that feel slow to watch. So, that is my talk about Christmas movies. And let me know what you guys think. Do you hate my opinions? Do you agree? Do you want to go run and watch Rudolph now? Or, because honestly tonight I think I'm definitely going to watch the episode of Friends that's like Merry Christmas Eve Eve, because I have to, like, as a Friends fan, come on. And then I'm going to pick maybe like the Grinch to watch. I'm feeling maybe like the Grinch tonight. Or, see, I always just want to watch the Santa Claus over and over and over. But anyways, you guys, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to edit this video for you guys because you guys are going to have a video tomorrow morning. Just know that I love you guys. I'm very dedicated. I have no idea what I'm filming on Christmas Eve, but we're going to figure something out because I am not stopping. Nope. My cat wants to play. She is behind the scenes. She's literally right here. And she wants to play. She's like swatting at me. She's not being mean. She's just trying to get my attention. So she knows I'm gonna give it to her. But I love you guys so much. I hope you guys are enjoying this holiday season, whatever you're doing. And yeah, you guys, I hope this video entertained you in some way, and I sincerely hope I see you. Yes, you in the next one. Bye, guys. Jasmine, can I Can I? Jasmine! Can I please? Can I turn off the camera so I can play with you? Bye, guys.